Yo, what is up? It is week 9 of winter anime. Anime season does continue, and yeah, we're getting closer to the finales for a lot of shows. Sakamoto Days, I'm on episode 9, but yeah, the next week, if you're on a VPN, it's gonna have episode 11 for the finale, so I'll talk about that. But episode 9, one of my favorite episodes. The direction and the story is like pretty funny so far. Or if we meet a new character and we meet some old characters, like what are they cooking? Kind of crazy, but yeah, I was captivated by this episode. Solo leveling, some cool fights as the Walmart brand Chimera Ant Arc is starting, and also like an insanely animated episode of ReZero. Kind of like an interesting choice to gas up all these Garfield fights, but I mean, you can't really complain about good animation. Also, yeah, DanMachi season 5 finally finished up. I really like the finale, so yeah, good like final fight, and I guess good conclusion for the Freya Familia. So for Sakamoto Days episode 9, very insane fight on the train. I really liked it, although technically there are 10 episodes so far, and the 11th one will be the finale next week. So I'll try to watch both episodes 10 and 11 next week and kind of like wrap up the whole finale a week early. So yeah, this is the most recent one on American Netflix. I liked it a lot, Sakamoto on the train. Before we get there though, we see Sakamoto fighting the deer mask guy in the lab. So yeah, his name is Kashima. He takes the mask off. He's kind of like this genetically modified dude. He has like knives on his hands. He has a gun inside his mouth. He's just like 70% robot, it looks like. And he says he's the perfect being. All these like genetic enhancements makes him superior than like any other human. But Sakamoto, even chubby Sakamoto, can keep up. And I guess he's kind of mad that like this like normal human is beating him. I don't think any character in this anime are really normal humans. They do some like supernatural shit, but yeah, Sakamoto kind of beating up on the deer mask guy. After that, we see that the lab is set to explode, so everyone's trying to evacuate. They have like 15 minutes. All the characters like Shin and Lu from the convenience store, and then the sniper guy, and also Shin's like father figure. So Shin and Keisuke, they're fighting the invisible guy. He's just kind of chill, you know, doing his job. These fights are so bloody because everyone's like getting shot in like non-vital spots, I guess. Like they're like getting stabbed in their midsection, they're getting like grazed in the shoulder. So yeah, even though everyone's taking like a shit ton of damage, it doesn't really affect them. They heal it off later. But basically, since the invisible guy is invisible, Keisuke's kind of like using sound to detect him, but the invisible guy kind of like shoots a projectile at him. But then like he shoots the sprinkler, and then Shin kind of like teams up and then attacks him while he's wet. So you know, fun interactions with them. This is like a cool side fight they can have, and it was kind of surprising to see like this invisible dude be like an actual strong antagonist. So yeah, I mean, it took like 2 of them to beat him. But also after that, we get the insane fight between Sakamoto and Kashima. So basically, this dude who's like half cyborg kind of just like fights Sakamoto. He kind of like talks about how his whole body's made out of weapons, and Sakamoto's like, oh, I have my own weapons. Pulls them out. It's literally a pen, papers, and stickers. He's literally John Wicking the guy, dodging his attacks, shooting like pencil lead in his eyeballs and putting another sticker in his other eye to blind him. Also uses like the paper flyer to like kind of cut like the metal like attachments on him. So yeah, they're fighting in the underground lab, and then it connects into the train station. So now they just like fall inside of a train, or just like punching through the glass, and now like all the other like characters in the train are like scared. Besides that though, it was funny to see Sakamoto just like hunting Kashima in the train. This dude, he just like can't get a chance to breathe, and then Sakamoto's going skinny mode and just like punches him around the train, smacks him around, and then like he pulls out like this stomach laser gun and shoots Sakamoto like across the train into another train. But Sakamoto just like runs past that train, jumps off that train, and just like goes back into the other train. That was like a really funny action sequence. And then yeah, Sakamoto's also like kind of deflecting all the bullets with metal pipes. He's kind of protecting all the other like passengers on the train. And then Kashima's kind of like yeeting hostages at Sakamoto. Sakamoto's just like grabbing them and rescuing them. He's taking care of everybody. And then finally does like a finishing blow on Kashima. So yeah, kind of like a one-sided fight. It was a very fun fight, so can't wait to see like what more stuff we'll have in the future. And also after that, all the other characters are happy. Shin and Lu, they're reunited. They apologize to each other. The lab kind of explodes, but all the scientists are saved. And then everyone's like being nice to Shin. They finally see him after all these years. They accept him. They're not creeped out by his mind reading powers. And you know, just like a fun, friendly conclusion to this mini arc we had, like with Sakamoto and all these lab guys. Also after that, we have Solo Leveling Season 2 Episode 10. Kind of crazy episode. So yeah, first half we have like this kind of sparring match between Japan and Korea's top S-rank hunters. They're just brawling against each other. We see Cha, we see like the white-haired wolf guy. But then they kind of get like overwhelmed and beaten by the Japanese team. So yeah, that was unfortunate. But then we see Jinwoo facing off against the leader of the other guild. So yeah, this is kind of like an insane fight. Everyone's like kind of shooting hands, like Dragon Ball Z level, just like no one can keep up with them. And yeah, Jinwoo was kind of just like testing his strength. He doesn't really feel too threatened, but it looks like the dude was able to graze Jinwoo in the face. But then before they were gonna go all out, they get interrupted by the other S-rank hunters. They're like, nah, chill, you're gonna kill each other. So yeah, let's take it easy, because yeah, we have to go to the Jeju Island. Here they're facing off against giant red ants that can evolve. I called this the Chimera Ant Arc at home because it is so similar to the Hunter x Hunter one. have like this ant queen here, and then like she gives birth to like this giant giga ant that's like super evolved. So yeah, this looks like an S rank threat for real. I don't think it'll be any big deal because Jinwoo can probably dispatch him. But the problem is Jinwoo isn't here. He's not on the raid because he wants to take care of his mom, and then all the other characters might have this. But like the thing is, he does have his shadow in the characters, so he can probably like teleport to them at any time to help. But it looks like a lot of people might die in the process. So yeah, that is interesting. We see like this big raid on Jeju Island is the 4th raid. So yeah, a lot of like characters are here. It's publicized on the news. Everyone is like kind of providing support in the back. And then most of the S rank hunters are actually on the island. So we see the red haired guy with the magic fire powers. He's doing like a lot of like cool shit, going into the queen's chamber. There's like burning everything, so yeah, he has like a lot of like cool power. But yeah, as everything goes smoothly, the main problem is that the Giga S rank ant that evolved, he is wreaking havoc on the island. We end the episode with him beheading one of the Japanese hunters. She's like a medic, and she's like this cute waifu character that just instantly dies. No one had any time to react. I was shocked. I was like, oh shit, characters are dying. This is gonna be sad. Well, we gotta deal with that. So yeah, probably like a really fast ant that can evolve. I'm thinking that's what the final villain is here. Of course, Jinwoo will defeat him probably. There's probably gonna be a lot of casualties. Maybe all the Japanese S rank hunters will die. It's funny if they were all introduced just to get murdered for like aura farming for Jinwoo, because I guess we have to end off the season with the cool banger finale fight. We have 2 episodes left. But yeah, on surface level, it pretty much just seems like the Chimera Ant Arc at home. Okay, so for Orb episode 24, insanely good episode. We meet a new character, Albert, new main character out here. So what is he all about? I guess we'll see. It's a bit confusing though, a lot of crazy stuff because his teacher is Rafal. We met Rafal in this episode. He's like older now, but he died, right? I was thinking like, wait, did he actually die? Did he maybe not poison himself? Nah, that doesn't make sense. I read comments from like the Reddit discussion thread. I think some of them might have been cooking, some of them might be spoilers, but I'll kind of talk about it later. But yeah, basically in this episode, yeah, we meet Albert, who's kind of like working with this bread seller. It looks like his dad kind of like died, and now he has like this past trauma. He doesn't want to learn or study anymore. He just wants to, you know, chill and relax. So it looks like his dad died because of the pursuit of knowledge. So yeah, Albert's just living as an orphan, getting adopted by this bread seller and just doing his thing. And now we get to learn about his past, what made him like this. So yeah, that's kind of cool. But also before we get there, we get a new opening. Oh my god, this one was good as well. Like they had the kaiju song playing, but yeah, like all the visuals were kind of different. We see like every character that we met in the past, showing their journey, how they lived and died, explosions, fires, all that stuff. So yeah, very good like new opening again. I love these visuals. But basically Albert gets a task to deliver bread to the church. So he does this, but he sees no one's in the church, but the priest is actually in the confessional booth. No one really knows what a confessional booth is because I guess he invented the first one. So yeah, it's not a glory hole. You just sit here and then you talk to the priest. No one can see each other. It's like very private. He doesn't want to trust this because it's like maybe it's not confidential. He can't see anybody. But no, the priest just wants to, you know, just like test out this confessional booth idea. So yeah, Albert basically confesses his sins, his worries, his life story. Basically talks about like the pursuit of knowledge, how he doesn't want to like learn anything anymore or study. This is because his dad kind of instilled this like kind of learning mentality on him. It has to be like for the benefit of somebody. So you can't just like have any dumb ideas with no merit. They also have to like serve a purpose. So Albert, he likes to kind of like look at the stars and stuff, look at constellations. So yeah, his dad is encouraging him, but at the same time kind of like putting pressure on him. But basically, since Albert's like very passionate in studying, he's pretty smart, he hires Rafal to be like his astronomy teacher. And that's kind of like, huh? Rafal, bro? This dude died. So yeah, from like the theories and comments I've been reading, it seems like maybe this is like the actual real timeline, and then all these characters that we were seeing in the anime, it's from like a fictional timeline where like I guess the pursuit of astronomy was kind of like a bit more prejudiced. People were burning people at the stake. So maybe the anime we've seen is like some dude's story, and then the real historical science timeline, it wasn't as interesting. Maybe it was just like this dude Rafal and all these other characters just like living in this world in Poland. But yeah, theory aside, seeing Rafal again was sick. I was like speechless. But he basically kind of like shows Albert about like a lot of constellations, telling him more about the stars. Rafal believes there's like a greater knowledge of the universe. And now we do end the episode with Rafal actually inviting Albert into like this scholar party where all these smart people are like discussing ideas. I don't know if this is gonna be like a secret underground party where like it might be illegal. But basically, yeah, this dude Albert, our main character, he's kind of like learning things. We get parts of his backstory on how like he had a teacher in Rafal, but also his dad died. So yeah, how did he get here where he like hates studying now in the present time? Well, we have to see what happened to his dad. We'll probably find out next week. And yeah, Orb continues, but I'm really liking this new character. Okay, so for ReZero Season 3, Episode 13, kind of like an insane fight with Garfield. Like, Garfield fighting like this giant blue guy with arms. I kind of didn't care about the characters fighting because it's like some random villain that got introduced. but the animation was like very unique. One of the best animated sequences this season for sure. I think people were glazing the animation director. His name was Vincent. So I'm pretty sure he was like the dude in charge of like, you know, directing this action scene with Garfield. Before we get that though, we see some other characters. So yeah, Al is like facing off against Lust. There's like, you know, slashing Lust all the time, dodging her attacks, not giving her a chance to breathe. And even when Lust transforms into Priscilla to kind of like bait Al, he doesn't care. That's not the real Priscilla, bro. He's simping for the real one. So yeah, that fight continues. I don't know how he's gonna beat Lust because she has like unlimited healing, but maybe there's like a limit to the healing. As we've seen with Elsa, because yeah, Garfield defeated Elsa. Now he's defeating this giant like blue legendary swordsman. I'm kind of questioning Garfield's power level because he seems way too strong, or he has like a lot of plot armor. People compare it to a shonen protagonist, and also like these resurrected people might be a lot weaker than they were historically. So yeah, we see Garfield. He's kind of like haunted by Elsa. She keeps like appearing in his head every time he's like fighting or trying to kill someone. So yeah, he has like that trauma there. So it looks like this fight here is like him trying to like escape past it, like kind of like forget about Elsa. Like she keeps taunting him. But yeah, he has to protect all the people, the citizens, because they're fighting in the hideout refugee shelter. And then we also see like his half brother and sister kind of cheering him on. Everyone's like yelling, "Gorgeous tiger, let's go!" Like Garfield's fighting like this blue guy with a lot of arms and swords. And then yeah, the actual like animated fight scene comes towards the end where they just like face off 1v1, like fighting through the water inside of like this hallway. A lot of like fast-paced action as they're just like running through the water, slashing each other. Garfield's kind of like breaking his bones, I think, and then he takes like a big chomp at him at the end. So yeah, I mean, just like a lot of like flashy, very fast action. It's like very unique. You don't see this type of animation that often. So it had a lot of moments that made you want to rewind and say, wait, what? How did they do that? But basically Garfield takes like this giant bite out of like the sword guy. And then finally, I think all the damage kind of piled up. He sees that there's an opponent worth fighting. So I guess he achieved this purpose and now he like dies. So I guess that's the counter to like the Archbishop of Lust clones. You just have to show them a good fight and then you beat them. So yeah, Garfield wins his fight. That's kind of cool. But then we see Reinhardt's grandfather also facing off against his wife Teresa. So yeah, he kind of gets stabbed. He has a big injury, but he still doesn't go down. So maybe he'll defeat her. We gotta see. But yeah, a lot of like other characters are still free now. We see Otto might need help because Gluttony is like facing off against him. So him and Felt are like teaming up. And we also learn some other stuff. Felt has like this big overpowered magic ability that she's like gonna go collect. And also apparently Al like kind of opened a dam to flood the city. I thought one of the villains did it, but Al was doing it under orders of Priscilla to kind of make sure that the Archbishop of Lust doesn't like kind of interrogate anybody. So basically, yeah, a lot of like cool reveals, interesting fights, and yeah, good escalations as ReZero does continue. Okay, so for the Apothecary Diaries Season 2, Episode 9, kind of like an underwhelming end to this mystery, where like Mama was kind of tasked by the Empress to find out if she kind of cursed the former Emperor. So yeah, we got kind of like backstories on the Emperor, but he was like kind of weird, kind of like a pedophile. So yeah, it's kind of like revealed here. It was like pretty fucked up. But also, yeah, Mamo kind of solves this mystery pretty easily. Basically, the previous emperor, he liked to paint, but he did it in secret because he's the emperor. So he's just like painting in this like private room sometimes. And basically one of the paints he uses is like poisoned. So it kind of got absorbed through his body with like a lot of use. And then he kind of used like this yellow material called orpiment. And it basically kind of like preserves your body. And basically if you have enough of it kind of like absorbed into your body, it stops your body from like decaying. So basically we see Mama kind of like going to his room. There's like this secret wall where she discovers like there's a painting that he painted, and it basically like has like a lot of women in his life. So like his mom is like kind of prominently featured in the center, and all these other girls are there, but we see the Empress is not there. So it looks like the Emperor did not like the Empress. So yeah, why was that? Well, yeah, we get like this kind of fucked up backstory about the Empress. So basically years ago when the Empress was a child, the Emperor kind of visited her, and this meeting was actually for the older sister. Like she was supposed to be the concubine, but then the Emperor hates older women. Apparently like his mom traumatized him, and basically since the Emperor didn't like the older sister, the younger sister actually like consoles him, and now yeah, the Emperor's in a relationship with the younger sister. That was like so fucked up, so gross. But then yeah, he like impregnates her as well. But I'm pretty sure her baby died and got swapped with Jinshi. So that's kind of interesting. But yeah, anyway, like she actually rapes the Emperor in the future, because when the Empress kind of grows older, the Emperor's like, nah, I don't like older women. So his own kind of wife, he like kind of forgets about her. And then yeah, she rapes him and then kind of gets like another baby by him. So I guess like fucked up situation like from the both of them. And then yeah, I guess that's why she wanted to know if she cursed him, because yeah, of all these like unfortunate circumstances. And I guess it was nice seeing the Empress, new character that gets her closure here. And we got more lore about Jinshi as well. Okay, so for Tasokare Hotel episode 10, I like this episode because we get some reveals. Basically, Osato, who's like detective murderer guy, I don't know why he's here. I don't know why they're letting him roam free, but it's such a coincidence. He murdered Neko. He was actually Neko's murderer. I was like, what? And he actually murdered Atori as well, who's actually like the other receptionist at the hotel. I'm like, bro, what are the odds he murdered these two people? Like, come on, anime. I do like the mysteries, but I thought this was a bit of a stretch. He didn't really need to be their murderer. But yeah, I guess he wanted to reveal that to us. It looks like Neko is like kind of mad at this reveal. At the end of this episode, she kind of wants to murder him. But yeah, again, if you murder anyone, they go to hell. So I'm assuming like since the anime does like subvert your expectations, they do something that like might not be super obvious. Maybe she'll bait Osato to like kind of go to hell himself by like attacking someone. I guess we gotta see. But basically Neko kind of investigates Osato's room, sees like his fucked up journal, realizes that she got murdered by him. Like she might still be alive, we don't know. But yeah, Osato is like the super giga antagonist. I mean, can someone tie him up? Like, easy solution. Just like don't let him roam free in the hotel. Right, interesting reveals. Kind of interested to see where the payoff will be, and yeah, how we kind of like wrap up this anime. Okay, so for DanMachi episode 15 for season 5. So yeah, cool finale. Finally we have this. JC staff finished it, so yeah, they had some production issues, but finally here. It was a nice finale. Also, speaking of JC staff, I hope you did not see that One Punch Man season 3 PV trailer. That shit, oh, that shit was awful. It won't be like Blue Lock season 2, like setting the bar of like PowerPoint animation. But things don't look good for your One Punch Man fans. But yeah, we're talking about DanMachi here. So yeah, we end the fight with like Otar the king fighting with Bell and all the other characters. I really like this fight because everyone contributed. We see Mia, Hedin, and Ryu also there. So I was kind of hoping that they don't have like everyone kind of knocked out and then Bell just like doing like the shonen protagonist thing and just like powering up. I didn't want him to like solo one-handedly beat Otar, but no, everyone contributed. It was nice. We see Haruhime also there kind of leveling everyone up. But Otar is like level 8, so he's like a level higher than anyone here. But basically long drawn out fight. Hedin has like an insane amount of magic though, so he's just like kind of using his electric powers, but he also kind of buffs Bell. So yeah, Bell now has the electricity on himself, so every time he attacks Otar gets stunned a bit. Also, we see Mia kind of punching him while he gets distracted, and also Ryu's there like using wind magic. So yeah, Bell kind of like uses his finishing firebolt attack on him. Otar gets defeated, and yeah, problem solved, right? All we have to do is go to Freya, because apparently we see Vana Freya, so he's like the black-haired cat dude, and he's running after Bell, making a beeline for him, so Bell has to run after Freya. So they're playing tag right now. I was kind of thinking, why doesn't he just like go after Hestia? Because Hestia is also here. She also like did a level up on Bell. But I think it's not that easy because he also has to take the flower of everyone else as well. So yeah, there's multiple goddesses here. So yeah, Freya's just like by herself. So yeah, Bell kind of takes the flower from Freya. Freya says, I love you. Bell says, nah, bitch. You ain't ice, but I'm gonna save you. So yeah, Bell kind of rejects her ass, but kind of says this is all I can do to like give you closure, I guess. I don't really know what this accomplished because Bell already rejected her. So she just got rejected maybe 3 times in its anime so far. So I mean, like nothing really happens, I guess. But yeah, like the closure for Freya was nice. Like I thought like she would die, maybe get excommunicated from the family. But yeah, it looks like she's still in the city, just like undercover. And she's like hanging out in the bar. It looks like Mia kind of hires her. So yeah, she got expelled from the Familia. So she's like a normal girl at this point. She kind of transforms into Seer. So yeah, I guess that was like her dream. Instead of like kind of like being with Belle, it was just to be like a normal person, not a goddess. So yeah, Freya transforms back into Seer, works at the cafe. We're back in our status quo where I guess all the characters get stronger. But yeah, no one died. Everyone is happy and things get resolved. So yeah, be cute finale. I really like the ending of Freya, like kind of decent conclusion. Had some like kind of tropey moments, but yeah, loved the season. I thought this like kind of war games kind of dragged on a bit. Didn't really need to be here, but yeah, I guess we need a final kind of battle arc, seeing everyone kind of show off and fight, show off their powers, and then seeing Belle like be the hero, kind of defeat Otar and rescue Freya. The Freya Familia is defeated. Hestia Familia is back on top. We also have Dr. Stone Science Future episode 9. Senku gets shot. Ain't no way. I thought he would be fine, maybe grazed a little, tis just a flesh wound, but no, Stanley, he's him. He was able to like kind of aim the sniper perfectly, go through the wood, just like shrapnel Senku in the midsection. Obviously Senku won't die, but they also don't have a doctor, which is something interesting to think about, because I mean, that's part of the title, bro. Dr. Stone. Their doctor was the bar of soap. So yeah, they didn't wake up any doctors, which is like, I guess a small plot hole maybe. Not really a plot hole, but something like a gap in logic, because yeah, they have all these other talented super people. So yeah, Luna, she actually went to med school. So we get like her backstory where she was actually like really stupid, but she tried hard to kind of like study and keep up. And yeah, she went to med school trying to pick up like a hot doctor husbando. But yeah, basically Senku's like on a deathbed. Everyone's like patching him up. They put like bandages on him, but it doesn't really look that good. But still probably gonna take a lot of time to have him heal up. All the characters are like so sad and devastated. We see Luna kind of like helping him a bit, like with the like blood pressure stuff. So hopefully she can like cure him. And then, yeah, we see that the science team, they're gonna make a counterattack. So all 5 of them are kind of scouting out the like the corn factory. They can't really sneak in because like they have machine guns. They're like kind of all open, there's no cover. So Chrome's idea is to dig underground, make like some type of drill tunnel thing so they can kind of like sneak up on Dr. Zeno. I feel like this plan has like a lot of gaps though, because won't this make a loud ass noise? People can hear you coming. Also, like, how are you gonna make a drill, bro? You don't have that much time. So it looks like Chrome, they get a message that Senku's injured, so he has to take over. So yeah, he's gonna build the drill. It'll take like a couple weeks maybe, because Dr. Zeno, his team, they have a secret weapon as well to kind of like attack the science team. But it looks like it might be a bomb. Like, is it an atomic bomb? Some shit like that? I don't know. But I guess we'll see as like, you know, the stakes are getting higher, science is escalating, and a lot of like scary stuff is happening. Also, we have the Guild Receptionist, episode 9, cute episode. Alina, bro, she still has to work overtime. Why? He solved all these problems, but still, it seems like overtime is just part of the job, which seems a bit contradictory to the beginning, because Alina like took this job in order to clock out on time. Like, why is there hidden overtime that she didn't know about? I guess, like, being a guild receptionist is suffering. But looks like she's going to, like, a training class to kind of, like, help her efficiency and maybe hire more people. But looks like the guild leader, he's kind of, like, taking his time hiring new people. So just, like, cute episode as everyone's, like, into training school. There's a lot of, like, funny moments. It looks like Jade is trying not to bother Alina too much, so he's, like, separating from her a lot. And yeah, besides that, yeah, another cute episode. Overtime is still here. And Alina and all the Silver Sword party members are kind of, like, doing their thing in this training camp. Okay, so for Medalist, episode 10, interesting episode as we get a time skip. So we're kind of like 1 year in the future as Inori kind of like is stacking up all these like certificates, going from class to class, winning competitions, getting first place. So yeah, she's like leveling up because I think she has to be like in grade 6 in order to compete against like the other girl who's like super strong. So yeah, this is like her final test, but to do it, she has to do like a double axel, basically like a double spin in the air. So it's like kind of tough. So she's like training for it. She can do it, but she wants to be even better. So a cute time skip, Inori getting stronger, growing taller. So we see the blonde kid Ryo, he kind of makes a reappearance. He bullied Inori in like the beginning episodes, but he was kind of trying to be friends with like the black-haired girl, but apparently the coach was like, nah, you're kind of like holding her back, he doesn't need you, little bro. So yeah, Ryo's dad kind of asked Tsukasa to coach him. Kind of interesting, but also leads to a lot of drama because him and Inori have bad blood, and basically yeah, Ryo kind of like likes to do his own thing, doesn't like to listen to the coach. So then Inori kind of like stands up for him. We're gonna beat Hikaru, we're gonna do it, we're gonna do the double axel, triple flips, everything, we're gonna do that shit. So Inori's like really angry, she's trying to win. I hope her confidence pays off, but yeah, interesting episode. It looks like this is like typical character growth moment for Ryo though. He has to kind of like go through his phase of being like this stuck-up kid that knows everything, and then maybe he's gonna warm up to Tsukasa. So a cute episode, a lot of developments as the ice skating does continue. Okay, so for Blue Box episode 22, kind of like a cute funny episode with Ayame. So she's like the new like little sister character. It's kind of like an equipment manager at the badminton club, and then she's trying to ship Taiki with Hina because she doesn't realize that Taiki likes Chinatsu. He's like ruining things pretty much. So yeah, a lot of like funny misunderstandings. Taiki's trying to be shipped with Hina, but Chinatsu is still there. He's being a bit more aggressive. They kind of have like this weekend sports club thing together where all the like athletic teams like hang out together. So there's gonna be a lot of spicy developments. But yeah, cliffhanger there, and you know, cute funny episode. We'll see what's gonna happen. And yeah, that is it for the shows this week. Thank you for watching. We're gonna have like 2 more weeks till the finale. So yeah, look out for that. So excited. Winter anime season is almost finished. But yeah, a lot of like decent shows this season, and you know, getting ready for spring. So yeah, thank you for watching. Let me know what shows you've been keeping up with, and I'll see you next week. Peace.